Hey, good morning, Kick-Ass Nation. It is I, your No Excuses coach, Christopher Rausch, out for another walk and talk. There's my buddy Ozzy, of course, as always. The message today, conflicted with different messages on what to think about, to share with you guys, because I have a lot on my mind. But I figured I'd press record and I would see which one would pop out first. And the one that pops out first is really, what are you focusing on? There's a lot going on. At the time of this taping, we're going through COVID. We're going through the protests around the world for Black Lives Matter and racial injustice and reforming a lot of our policies and procedures. And I just ask you, what are you focusing on the most? Are you focusing on the news media? Are you focused on the negativity? Or instead, are you focusing on the beauty? The fact that the entire world is standing up and saying no more for the first time ever that I know of. Are you focusing on the conspiracy theories? Are you focusing on the lack? Are you focusing on the what if? Are you focusing on your shortcomings and the things you don't have? Trust me, I come to you with massive experience, and I can say that proudly and publicly now. Coached hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, spoke to thousands of people, mentored lots of people, and in my own journey, what you focus on the most is what you're going to get. What you say out loud is what you're going to get. If 90% or 60% of the stuff you say out loud is negative, you are sending a message to the universe to make it happen. You are sending a message to the universe that somehow to hold you back. You got to stop punishing yourself. I'm talking to so many people on these free coaching calls to help them, and they're punishing themselves by what they're focusing on. Just ask yourself a question. If you're in doubt of your skills, ask yourself, hey, self, has there been a time in my life where I went through some major shit that I wasn't prepared for, that I was scared about how it was going to turn out? And did I come out of the other side? Am I alive? Am I still kicking? It's amazing what people have been through. I coach these people and I talk to them like, tell me about a time in your life where you were invincible. Oh my God. And all of a sudden their body language changes, their voice changes, their energy changes. And I'm like, okay, what do we got to do to tap into that? Who are you? Who do you have to be to get back to that person? Well, I got to take better care of myself. I got to go back to reading. Probably should stop associating with the people that are negative. I had a dream to do this. So go back to those times. Go back to those times where you were invincible, you were unstoppable, where you were focusing on more positive things than negative things. Because I can assure you, as sure as I'm standing here, as sure as I'm walking, that is one of the critical points in becoming successful and becoming unstoppable and having a kick-ass life. If you're focusing on all of that stuff, guess what? You're going to materialize it, especially with the words you say. Oh, I bet it's going to happen. Oh, I bet this is going to happen. You're pontificating, you're assuming, you're projecting, One thing I've really learned lately is that our truth is somewhat of a lie. When I think about my truth, there's nobody to substantiate what happened to me when I was 13 years old or 17 years old. All I can go is based on my memories. And now that's so many years ago. But, do you think my truth could be skewed a little bit? Yeah, it could be. So I'm sitting here telling stories to myself. Probably, if I'm trying to limit myself, I'm going to tell my stories more in a negative way as opposed to a positive way. So you really have to think about what you're focusing on. You have to really change your thought patterns. And especially if you're watching more news or social media than you are motivational videos, inspirational videos, educational videos, then you're an idiot. And I'm just going to tell you that you're an idiot. Write down how many hours you're consuming of Netflix and all other stuff, and then look at how many hours you're spending on yourself to enrich your mind, to grow yourself, to get the fuck out of your own situation. Don't blame anybody else. Stop blaming society. Stop blaming everybody else. Take a hard look at yourself. Go to the accountability mirror and say, hey, am I happy? Am I going to be happy with the decisions I'm making today, tomorrow? Let me say that again. Am I going to be happy tomorrow with the decisions I'm making today? Think about that. That is an amazing question to ask yourself. First of all, are you taking care of your health? Are you drinking enough water? You're like 80% water. If you don't drink enough water, guess what? You're going to feel like shit. Trust me. When I'm hydrated, I am like exponentially more powerful. My brain, I'm more positive. I have more energy and more enthusiasm. When I don't drink water, am I dehydrated or I've drank the night before? My mind is like, ugh. My body's like, ugh. So my thoughts are like, ugh. So I just talked to somebody yesterday. She's an amazing lady. She's doing that program 75 Hard. busting her ass and feeling great. I'm like, hang on to that. That's what you need to focus on, because you feel unstoppable right now. If you go back to your previous life, guess what? You're going to go back in that same rut. This is a time to venture off and to do more things and to do greater things with your life, to truly become unstoppable. But it's only you. It's not anybody else. It's not your parents. It's not your teachers. It's not your past. It's not your friends. It's not your spouses. It's not anybody. It's you. Go to the accountability mirror, and I swear to God, look at yourself in the eyes and ask yourself what the fuck you're doing and when you're going to stop. That's what it takes to have a kick-ass life. That's what it takes to be unstoppable, is you get up and you say, okay, tomorrow, you know what? I'm going to go for a 15-minute walk, and I'm going to make sure I drink half my body weight in ounces of water. Whatever it is, I'm going to pick up a book and I'm going to read it. Just start off and start doing it. Start feeling the momentum, start feeling the energy, start feeling the shift, and go with that and focus on that, and don't go back to the normal. Even if you have to change the people you're around, you have to get out of that cycle. Otherwise, it's just going to destroy you until you finally have enough pain in your life where you will change. So you're going to change either way, or you're going to be miserable and sad and look back on your life with a bunch of regrets. And you know how I feel about that. All right. I love you guys. Stay unstoppable. If you want to reach out, go to www.calendly, calendly.com/Christopher Rausch. You can book a free 45-minute appointment with me. We talk, we strategize on one particular subject, and we get you some clarity. All right. I love you guys. Stay unstoppable. Peace.